Hello everybody, this is my presentation, or my project presentation for IDL 801. So I used Adobe Captivate to create my project, and I think a lot like everyone else, I didn't really know what to use, what would be the best method. I do feel like starting with Captivate was a bit of a learning curve, but I still enjoyed it. I really kind of liked Captivate. I think I picked it up pretty quickly. Obviously there's things that I'm still kind of fuzzy on, but for the most part I feel like in the time frame that we had, I feel like that I picked it up pretty well. So I'd like to go ahead and just show a couple slides of it, kind of give an idea of what it really looks like. So I hosted it on Blackboard. Here's the first slide of it. There's a little bit of music in the beginning there. And training objectives. So I've got the objectives here first, and some buttons down here at the bottom to kind of go back and restart it if you want to hear the objectives again, or you can move on to the next part, which is kind of one of the first main slides. So like I said, this is kind of one of the first main slides that you come to. I initially had no voiceover to it. I kind of want to have people from eCampus do the voiceover, but I knew it was kind of missing something, so I went ahead and found a way to add the voice talk-to-text stuff to kind of add it on there, and I think it did help add a lot to it. And the voice packs that I downloaded were actually a lot better than what came on the computer. The original two voices, one's a male and one's a female, they just sound very, I don't know how to explain it. They just didn't sound well, and I knew that it might take away from the training, so I did some research on that, downloaded the voice packs for it, and got that kind of worked out. I actually did that kind of, I wouldn't say in the middle, but I did have several things already done, so I had to go back and kind of redo a bunch of things. And you can see here, these are all links right here. These are all buttons that you can use. Captivate's actually pretty easy about using buttons. There's not really a whole lot to it. You can click the button and it'll take you to that portion, and you can kind of go through different portions of the training. So a lot of the slides look like this. I did kind of struggle with trying to find ways to present the information in a good way, an efficient way, but also in the kind of the realm of Adobe Captivate. Some things you can add in there and look really well. Some things you put in there, it's not going to fit, depending on what size screen they're using, because you can look at this stuff on a phone or tablet. It might adjust some of the spacing of it. So I did kind of struggle with that. I just didn't really have enough time to kind of come up with kind of a really interesting way to present the information. It is more kind of a PowerPoint format, which I don't really like, but it's kind of the way I had to go. The buttons all work with rollover colors and everything like that. But a lot of it looks, like this with the menus, not too much different. I did actually create another portion of the training that I kind of like. It's more a condensed, real quick version that I wanted to show you as well. So let me do, oh, nope, not that one. So this is one I made in Canva, the website Canva, C-A-N-V-A. The free version of Canva is really, really good. You get a lot of stuff with it. So I would encourage anybody to check that out and look to see what's there for you. I really like the way this looks. It's very condensed, very straightforward. We'll kind of run through some slides here. There's no voiceovers, no anything. It's more for you to just go at your own pace, and then, you know, kind of go to the next slide. You know, I mean, it's real easy, very well laid out. I think I used a template that they had and kind of redid everything, the wording, pictures, colors, all that stuff, which I think is a great place to start, especially with some of these programs. Starting with a template is really good because you can see stuff that's already been created, obviously, but you can get an idea of how it works before you try to create something yourself. So it's nice to kind of the same idea as backward design, knowing kind of what's there for you at the beginning. That way, you know, you may not get there, obviously, as fast as you want, but you know what's there for you. You know what the possibilities are. So I think that really kind of helps. But like I said, you know, this is a real straightforward kind of thing. Nothing too crazy. I think it's only 12 slides. It just talks about enrollment advisors and grad track advisors, the timeline of stuff they do, reporting responsibilities that we have, because they are a little bit different for each one. And then a summary, a real quick, brief summary that I think works well. And then kind of an end slide with a saying here about advising that I found, and then the end. You know, so like I said, 2 different versions. One was obviously more in depth. I do think at this point that I probably won't use the in-depth one that I showed you, and for a few reasons. About 2-3 weeks ago, I actually found a much better layout that I wanted to use. So I kind of had to, you know, begrudgingly keep going with the project I had, even though I was already set in the idea that the new idea is going to work. So that kind of made it a little difficult. But like I said, that's what the point of, or not what I said, but the point of the whole project is to figure that out. You know, is to figure out what works, what doesn't work, what you need to do next time. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create the same training in storyline, the whole thing, start to finish. Maybe with the intention to keep it, maybe not, just depending on how it turns out. But just to see how that goes, just to see what works, what doesn't work, all that. And maybe even in PowerPoint, just to see the what I can pull out of PowerPoint, that some of these other programs may do a little bit better. But overall, I really enjoyed it. It was stressful. Obviously, any type of project is going to be stressful, especially one that's a grad level, you know, big kind of the whole time, you know, the whole class type project. So I did do that, but I did enjoy it. You know, like I was telling my wife that, you know, in college you take classes, a lot of classes you don't really have an interest in. You know, one thing I love about this program is I am interested in this information. I want to know. I want to, you know, get into everything, the meat and potatoes, if you will. So, you know, while it was a stressful process, I still think it worked out great. I got it from it exactly what I needed. And hopefully, you know, what I've come up with, while it no longer is satisfactory for me, hopefully at the point I'm at, it's still satisfactory for, you know, the kind of the people around the program. Like I said, I don't know if I'll use it. I'm not really happy with it anymore. It could be much better, much more improved. But, you know, that's going to be, I think, the nature of the profession is, you know, getting better and better at presenting information. So, but that's all that I have. You know, like I said, really fun project. Really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to, you know, the next class and what I can learn in the future. Thanks. Y'all have a good one.